Hi, I'm Kelly Francis, and this is my case study for EDL 850 School Law Module 14. Category 1, Problem Identification and Data Analysis. What do I know? I know that the area is very affluent. Families are secure financially. They're doctors, lawyers, partners in investment firms, which means that their children get the latest in fashion technology and the best that money can buy. Dr. Harvey Smith is the principal at Steno High School. He's been there for 9 years. He's recognized as the principal of the year, respected by parents, and highly regarded. He focuses on maintaining the reputation of the high school and works to recommend the highest qualified teacher applicants. Miss Tate is a science teacher here. She is older than most of the beginning teachers due to her graduate work and post-grad. She's unmarried. She has a very rigorous classroom curriculum, has received multiple parent complaints about stress levels and grades due to this rigor, and has not been successful in implementing the strategies given to her by Dr. Smith to help reduce the classroom stress. Situation of problem, it's Miss Tate's second year, and she's just returned back from a 3-day vacation visiting her parents. Was notified through email about a Facebook page that she was concerned after a comment of who wants to see Miss Tate disappear. She believes it was a threat against her life. She calls up Dr. Smith to report it. He asks for the URL and the email and checks it out, but he believes it initially to be a prank. He asks her to think back of any students that could be upset with her, or any situations, and she automatically indicates William Tate as the one behind the situation. States that he makes snide comments, is disruptive in the classroom. The reason why she thinks is because he can be tech savvy. He's often helping other students with their computer problems. Mr. Smith says that he's going to make hard copies and do interviews with William and friends, and that he will also speak with the district tech to determine the origin of the email. What do I need to know? Who created the Facebook page? Who contributed to the content of that page? Was the intent meant to be threatening? Was it meant to be just harassing? Was it actually a prank? Was it created by school technology? Are there any school board policies to help protect Ms. Tate? What are possible consequences for students involved? Category 2, plan of action with appropriate strategies. Step 1, meet with Ms. Tate. Gather more details concerning her accusation. Why does she feel that this student is the one? Is there anyone else that could possibly be involved? Discuss her safety and what the school can do to ensure her safety. If she continues to feel unsafe, she could be placed on leave until the situation is resolved. Meet with district IT. Determine if origin can be discovered. Determine when the page was created, and are there admins posted to the Facebook page that can easily identify. Meet with other school administrators. Speak with assistant principals, counselors, possibly the superintendent. Determine if there are any students that they think could have created the page. A lot of times, assistant principals and counselors are pretty savvy with kids who might be angry with certain teachers and could possibly do things like this. Discuss any findings that IT could have discovered. Discuss any policy concerning students and Ms. Tate's situation. Meet with students who may be involved. Interview students about their knowledge of the Facebook page. Allow them to speak openly about their experience in class. Ask them if they have any further information about the page and its intentions. Step 5, determine students involved. Now, after everything, you need to identify the students who were involved. Those parents need to be notified of their child's involvement and any legal action that could take place on Ms. Tate's part. The page needs to be taken down immediately, and appropriate discipline to the students needs to happen. Students also need to be reminded of proper internet etiquette. It could be done individually to those who are the ones involved, or as a whole school, or as a class, just depending on time and resources. Meet with Ms. Tate again. Talk to her about the findings. Let her know about any legal action she could potentially take. Help ensure that she is safe. And go back and review her classroom rigor to help improve the relationships in her classroom. Category 3, resolve issues based on promoting the academic success and personal well-being of every student. Students need to be educated on the best practices for using the internet. They need to be aware that consequences do happen even when they are not meant to be hurtful, or those sorts of things. There are consequences for everything that you do. They need to be made aware of better practices of relieving stress. Creating Facebook pages like that are not the best way. Administration does need to follow up on any observations and suggestions that were made to Ms. Tate, making changes to help improve the student relations, make it a less stressful and a happier environment. The facts. Parent and student complaint about classroom rigor. It was too stressful. Grades were low. Change was suggested but never made. There was inappropriate use of technology, inappropriate use of social media. If changes were made, it could have prevented the situation. Category 4, debriefing the problem by reflecting on what you were thinking, feeling, and valuing. I felt a little that I could relate to Ms. Tate in terms of being an older first-year teacher and having complaints about the classroom. I did make changes that administration made. Ms. Tate, however, did not. She wanted her classroom to have a serious approach, but it was maybe a little too far since students felt stressed and were not making good grades. And the stress on her students caused her relations with the students to fail. The feelings. The mental stress caused students to inappropriate turn to social media. If Ms. Tate and Dr. Smith had followed through with the suggestions that were made, the situation probably could have turned out differently. The teachers and the administration all need to be in communication with each other. Go back and check on those suggestions that were made. I value opinions of staff and students. I also value the safety of staff and students. Opinions are made, and that's exactly what they are. They're opinions. There's people's thoughts on a situation. And even though that they are made from a place of frustration, there's still some validity to them. And the students were stressed and they were frustrated, enough so that parents were also complaining. But unfortunately, in the end, it was voiced in a very inappropriate way. It caused the teacher to feel unsafe. And no one should ever feel unsafe in a school setting. Okay, unresolved issues from this. Ms. Tate not changing the techniques of her classroom. Ramifications of the situation. Are the parents angry that, if Ms. Tate had changed how she does things, this wouldn't have happened? Do the staff, is this going to change how the staff view certain situations? Relations between Ms. Tate and her students, is that diminished enough? Is it tarnished that can't be fixed, or can it be fixed? Do new policies need to be put in place? If not new policies, older policies, do they need to be rewritten or changed somehow? Possible future teacher training for classroom management. If students are being disruptive, what can you do to help ensure that they're not? Category 5, reflect on Standard 5. Standard Component 1, acting with integrity. I feel I acted with integrity because I allowed open communication between teachers and students, as well as administration. I listened to all of them that were involved. I listened to all parts. Talked with Ms. Tate about actions that need to be taken in her classroom in the environment. Taken all the necessary steps to ensure that the case was resolved democratically and fairly. I acted with fairness, because I listened to the testimonials for all parties involved. I didn't rush to judgment before listening to all parts of the story. I utilized the resources that I had, administration, district IT, as well as district policies. Informed parents before administering the fair consequences. I let parents know, hey, your child was involved. Made sure to double check the district and board policies again. Acting in an ethical manner, I didn't let my preconceived feelings towards students judge my actions. I went and I made sure I listened. I used all resources available, policies, IT, any administration. Made sure that consequences were just and fair, that they weren't unfair to any one student in particular, and revisited Ms. Tate's classroom rigor to ensure that her classroom could become a less stressful environment.